Potatoes, so easy a kid could do it. Really, really simple. Hey there friends, my name is Andrew. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how to grow potatoes. There are 6 main steps or chapters in this video that I'd like to talk about. I've got some potatoes I'm about to pull right now, so let's go over there and chat about them. Okay, so we're right over here in the first bed of my garden, and right to my left, those are potatoes that are just about ready to harvest. Now I'm going to pull them out today at the end of this video and show you how to harvest potatoes. But before we get there, we need to talk about the process before you start growing, because it is very important. And the first step is to decide what variety of potatoes that you want to grow. Simply, there are 3 types of potatoes. There's an early, a mid-season, and a late-season variety. And we're going to talk more about those later. It doesn't matter whether you choose early, mid, or late. It's best to buy seed potatoes. Do not try to grow potatoes that you buy at the store. Those inorganic ones, I should say, those are coated with a sprout inhibitor. And most likely, if you plant them, they'll rot. Maybe 90% of them will rot. And if they do grow, they'll be stunted and you'll be really disappointed. I've tried it. Trust me. Now, you can grow organic potatoes. Those aren't sprayed with anything, so those can work. But if you do choose them, it's important to investigate what variety it is that you're growing. So that way you know later when is the best time to plant it. After you've selected your variety, the next important step is pre-planting. Now this step is simple yet critical, and it involves taking out your seed potatoes in late winter or early spring and putting them in an uncovered box by a window. So what that's going to do is it's going to encourage the potato to start chitting. And basically what that is the potato forms really sturdy sprouts. Potatoes are not grown through seed, but through tubers, the actual potatoes. So when you buy seed potatoes, or if you're selecting potatoes from a previous year to grow, select potatoes that are about the size of a chicken egg. I find those to be perfect. Your next step is to decide when you want to plant your potatoes. In a general sense, you can plant your potatoes in the ground outside about 2 weeks before your last spring frost. But if you're really serious about gardening, you can take that a step further and really get the most out of your potato plants. And that is taking 2 factors into consideration: where you live, what zone you're living in, and what varieties you've chosen. Early varieties can be planted in late March if you protect the leaves from frost. Mid varieties can be planted in April, and late varieties in May. For all varieties, the leaves are frost sensitive. So if you're expecting a cold night in late spring, which sometimes it happens, you definitely want to protect the leaves, either by putting blankets over your plants or using a couple layers of frost cloth. Those can go a long way in protecting your plants. Next, how to plant your potatoes. Now this is so simple, a kid could do it. Choose a location in your yard or garden with full sun. Mulch your soil or your raised beds with 2 to 4 inches of compost. For spacing, you want to go about 1 to 2 feet apart. The closer your potatoes are planted, the smaller and earlier your potatoes will be ready to harvest. The further you plant them, the larger your tubers will be and the longer they will take to mature. Early varieties tend to benefit from a closer, tighter planting spacing. Later varieties benefit from being a little further apart. I've chosen this back part of the garden. It's the only space that's open, and these are the potatoes that I'll be planting in demonstration. Now these aren't ready, and I'm not actually planting these potatoes here, and there's something that you can see. All right, so do you notice the size? And notice that the shoots haven't come out of these eyes yet. These eyes would become the leaves and stems of the plant. So it would be planted this way into the ground. And primarily, the eyes will all develop on one end of the potato, so it'll be very obvious what side to plant down. So over here, I've pre-dug 3 holes, and simply they would go just like that. As you could probably tell, they are a little on the close end of what I would recommend planting, but that's okay. It just means that your tubers won't be as large and they'll grow and mature a lot faster. So now I would simply cover these with soil. I would water them, and that's it. Here are potatoes that I planted just a couple of weeks ago. You can see them starting to pop out of the soil there. There's 3 of them. So in just a few weeks, your potatoes will start to look like this. And this is the time, if it's late spring, if it is late winter, early spring, this is when you'll want to really protect the leaves on your plants. When to harvest? In a general sense, your potatoes are ready to harvest when they've lost the lush green foliage of early growth. You can see here that these are almost a lime colored. You can see dead spots like we see here. This is completely normal. It means that the tubers underneath have fully matured and this plant is ready to harvest. You can even see the potato fruits starting to grow. These are poisonous. They've got some compound, solanine or something like that. They are inedible and slightly toxic. That is the same compound that you see in green potatoes. Those are also slightly toxic and inedible. So here we're going to go over how to harvest our potatoes. So we're going to grab the potatoes by the root at the base. Here, this plant goes all the way here, and you're just going to lift up. All right, and there we have it. There's some here that's definitely going to need to be dug up. Oh, you probably can't see because of this one. Let's do this one as well. All right, it's really simple. And this potato here was an inorganic supermarket potato. This is what I got out of it. That's why I don't recommend it. All right, I think I'm just gonna, I'd be wasting time here, so.